Hey Jane, so I'm up at Zine's place and we are going out to dinner and stuff, but people are taking naps. So I thought that I would do a little flow out here because I haven't done one for a minute. And it just goes to show that like you can flow anywhere, wherever, and you can find fun little spaces to do it in all across the globe. Anywho, okay, I'm gonna jump on the mat. I'm excited to see you. Okay. In total disclosure, because I think this is important, because I think that people are like, oh, you can only, yogis are totally perfect and they don't ever like, indulge in any space. Not true. We're all on this path. So taking it from a space of like, okay, cool, like we're gonna vibe with nature, we're gonna be where we are. I've had a glass and a half of wine and I smoked a spliff. And I'm gonna get down with my bad self in this space by myself to flow some things out. Um, Things aren't going to be perfect all the time. And what does that mean? And does it mean like knowing your limits and your boundaries in all spaces and keeping a healthy body and working to remove some of those things? Yes. Okay. I'll step down. Let's get on the mat. So go ahead and take your knees wide to the edges of the mat and press yourself back. Press down through the tops of the feet and take your forehead down to the mat and crawl your fingers out in front of you. Pull in on the low belly and pull your sit bones down and back to your heels. Take a nice deep inhale. Breathe all the way through the rib cage and up into the upper part of the back and press the crown or the forehead, so your third eye, down into the mat a little bit harder as you crawl your fingers out in front of you. Nice deep inhale. If you are throwing things at me, Eric's up on the porch. Crawl your fingers out and then slowly crawl your hands off to the left-hand side of the mat. Take your right hand on top of your left hand and slowly pull back through your right hip. Turn your torso down to the end of the mat, parallel to the mat, and take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, move yourself through center line and do the same thing on that opposite side. Left hand covers the top of right hand. You pull back through your left hip and turn your torso down to the mat. Breathe into your rib cage, pull in on your low belly, and let your head hang right in between your biceps. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly walk yourself back to the center of the mat, and then pull in on the low belly and slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Put your knees together to touch. If I get hit by something that Eric is throwing, I swear to God, this is the real life of yogi. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Roll your shoulder blades down your back and pull in on your low belly as you come down and over the tops of the thighs, taking the edges of the pinkies down to the mat and pull back through the hips. Breathe into your back body and between your rib cage and let your head hang in between the shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale, hold here. Crawl the edges of the pinkies out a little bit further in front of you and then pull back through the hips. Breathe into your back body and cement down into the earth. And then engage your low belly, pull in hard, and then slowly press your palms together to touch overhead. Flip the palms and bring the hands down to your sides. Crown of the head extends up to the sky. Hands come down to your sides and then take your shoulders back a couple of times. And then go ahead and bring your shoulders forward. Rock your head over to your right hand side. Tip the ear down towards the shoulder and pull up through the side of the face as you press down through the tops of the feet. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, slowly move your head back through center line. Take the crown of the head up to the sky. Tuck your chin ever so slightly and pull down through your shoulder blades. Big inhale. Exhale, ground down into the earth below you a little bit more. And then take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Right ear extends up to the sky. Extend through the crown of the head and press down through the tops of the feet. Big inhale. And exhale, hold. Big inhale. And exhale. Slowly rock the head back to center line. Swim the arms out in front of you, bring them back behind, interlock the fingers and pull down through the fists. Pull up through the crown of the head and slowly come down and over the tops of the thighs. Look out beyond the mat and let the fists raise up to the sky as you bring your forehead down to the mat. Nice deep inhale. Roll back and down through the shoulders, rock back and forth, side to side. Press down through the tops of the feet. Breathe into your back body and into your shoulder blades, and then big inhale. Exhale, press down through the tops of the shins, pull up through the chest. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Turn and look out past your left shoulder. Swallow a couple of times and then bring yourself back through center line. Same thing on that opposite side. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands move down through heart line. Again, same thing. Swim those arms out and around. Come back behind and interlock your fingers. So nice tight grip. Pull down through the fist. Try to take that opposite lock of what you had before. So switch it up if you need to. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, come down and over the tops of the thighs. Let the fist raise up to the sky as the heart comes down towards the earth and then the crown of the head comes down to the mat. Nice deep inhale. Pull up and interlock the fingers a little bit more. Squeeze the hands together. Exhale. One more time. Big inhale. And then exhale. Pull in on the low belly. Pull up through the chest. Take the hands down towards the sides. Roll the shoulder Roll the shoulder blades back a couple of times. And turn and look out past that shoulder. Slowly come through center line, and same thing on that opposite side. You slowly come back to center. Come up onto your hands and knees. Hands ground down into the earth. Tops of the feet can be flat to the mat. You can flip the toes if you want to. Engage your low belly and send the crown of the head forward. And then press into the palms. Toes are flipped and you lift the hips up to the sky. So hands are engaged. Pull up high and then pull down through the heels. Maybe pedal out the feet a couple of times. Check in with your elbows to make sure that they're turning back towards you. And breathe into your low belly. Take the head and look up towards the belly button and raise yourself up a little bit higher as you pull down through the heels. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, pedal out through the feet a little bit. So ground down into the earth or into the mat. Like you can do this in or outside, but like honestly, Jane, get outside and do some yoga too. So lifting up through the hips and reaching the leg up to the sky. The low belly still engaged because you're in a forward fold. Lift the hips high, pull down through the heels a little bit more. Pedal out through the feet and roll over the tops of the feet. And then do the same thing on the opposite side. So press down through what would be like the toenails as you let the foot kind of roll down to the earth ever so slightly, and then press down through that right heel. Try not to grip with your toes, but engage your quad instead. Same thing. Raise up high, press down, and pull down through that heel. Engage your quad and slowly lower the heel down towards the mat, still lifting the hips. Feet are together. You can do them together to touch. You can take them hip width and press back this way, still checking in with your elbows to make sure that they're turning in to keep the upper part of the back broad. You can shake back and forth side to side a little bit and maybe like do toe touches on either side. But then come back to center line and turn the elbows so they look back at you. Hips raise up a little bit higher, and then we shift forward. Shoulders come over. I swear to God, if my kids are out on this, I'm going to be pissed, and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, girl. It's still getting posted. Shoulders come over, and then press back. Pedal out through the feet, and I'm going to be totally self-conscious of it. So then go ahead and spot right in between your two thumbs, and step, feet come up to meet hands. Nice deep inhale. Let yourself hang over the tops of the thighs. Pull down through the low belly and rock back and forth side to side. Hips lift a little bit higher. Press down through the big toe mound, the baby toe, and the heel. And let yourself fall down over the tops of the thighs a little bit more. Head can hang super heavy. Crown of the head comes down to the sky. Let yourself fall over the tops of the thighs. Grab for your opposite elbows. Engage your low belly, engage your quads, and lift your hips. Take the weight of the hips over the heels and try not to grip at the toes, but feel grounded in space. And if you shake it all, just let yourself shake it off a little bit. Relax and release. Hands can come down towards the mat or towards the ground. Pull in on the low belly and then slowly bring yourself all the way back up to stand. Hands move down through heart line. Inhale, arms sweep high. Find your footing. So don't always just place your feet to please the camera. Actually find some stable fucking ground, right? So I'm gonna hang out on the side of the mat. Inhale, arms sweep high. Understand that if you're standing on an incline, where you need to strengthen your leg in terms of being able to help balance yourself out. It's actually a great practice. You just need to understand how it is and where you need to find balance and where you need to keep bend. Understand that like you're not necessarily upright right now. You are, but you're at a slant. So how do we walk and move in space? There's little things to think about. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, come down and over the tops of the thighs. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, come down and over the legs, and then hands plant and step back into your plank. Nice deep inhale. Press out the heels, pull the shoulders over the wrists, hands are spread wide, and then you press down through the pads of the thumbs to make sure the thumbs are still engaged. Big inhale. Exhale, we lower and lift. Chest pulls forward as you press down through the tops of the feet. Think about pulling in on the inner part of the thighs and rolling back and down through the shoulder blades. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, roll over the toes and lead with the hips as you press into your hands and then pedal out with the heels. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk the feet all the way up to meet the hands. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins right underneath the knees. Pull in on the low belly and come down and over the tops of the thighs. And then inhale, we sweep ourselves all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands move down through heart line into the top of the mat. Inhale, arms come high. Reach up to the sky and sit down into your squat. So pull the hips back as your chest pulls up. Engage your quads and pull up and in on your low belly. Roll back and down. Big inhale here. And then turn and twist. Right elbow is going to go over to the outside of the left knee. You press into your palms and pull up through the heart. Big inhale. You can always make a fist on the bottom hand, so paper covers rock. Press and pull the chest up a little bit higher. Pull back through your right hip and raise up through the chest a little bit more. Exhale. Pull yourself back to center line, hands to heart center. Sit the hips back, pull up on the chest a little bit more and drop back down. Big inhale. Exhale, same thing on that opposite side. So you're holding and prolonging the hold. Press into the palms, look back out and over that right shoulder. Pull back through the hips and engage your low belly. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale, press. Exhale, release, and then inhale. Bring yourself back to center. Sit back through the hips one more time and then take the top of the chest over the thighs. Lift through the hips. Try to keep the top of your chest attached to the top of your thigh. So pull down through your tailbone, lift up through your hips, and pull in on your low belly, and try not to grip with your toes. Exhale, release. And then inhale. We sweep ourselves all the way back up to stand. Sit back down into your chair. Hold here. Ground down through the feet. Come up onto the ball of the left foot and step the left foot back behind you. Check in with your hips to make sure that they're in a nice straight line. Arms come high. Line your knee over the top of the ankle. Nice deep inhale here, and then drop through the heel and press and turn yourself into a warrior two. Reach out through your fingertips and ground down through the edge of your back left foot. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, reverse your warrior by stretching your chest high and reaching through your fingers, keeping a bend in the front knee and keeping the knee over the ankle. Engage your back leg and lift your heart a little bit higher. Big inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself back into a standing space. Shift your left hip back. Try not to grip with your toes, but engage your full leg on that standing right leg, and then reach through the hips as you come to take that left or right hand to right shin, left hand up to the sky. And then slowly take your hand back behind you if you can. You can always stay here. Or you can bring that hand back and behind and grab onto the inside of that hip to turn your chest open a little bit more. And then breathe here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, slowly release the same way that you came out. So extend that arm way back up to the sky again. And then slowly turn yourself back down. Pivot on the ball of the back left foot, and then take that right hand up to the sky. So you're in a runner's lunge, pressing back through the heel and engaging your back leg, still engaging your glute, but also your hamstring. Big inhale here. Exhale, slowly release, hands come down to the mat. And then you're slowly gonna shift your weight. Put a bend in your back leg, shift your weight forward and kick that left leg up to the sky, standing on that right leg and trying not to collapse into your right hip. So you're grounding down, but still lifting in your hips, and you're keeping all the muscles in your leg engaged to support the lift in your hip joint. Big inhale. And then exhale. Step that left foot down to meet the right. Inhale. Back up into your chair. Same thing on that opposite side. Big inhale. Exhale, step your foot back and behind. Turn your hips so they're in a nice straight line. Again, try not to grip with your toes. Turn down through your tailbone as you lift up through the chest. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale here. Exhale, drop your back heel. Pull that left knee towards that left baby toe. Press down into the earth and raise up through the chest, extending through the arms and opening up. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Spin your hand back and behind. Pull up through the chest as you put a bend in that front left knee and engage the back edge of your right foot. Exhale. Slowly pull yourself back up. Hinge back through your hips, and then reach and extend through that left hand. Hand comes down to shin, and that opposite hand comes up to the sky. Reach and hold here. Exhale. Turn open through the chest. If you want to, check in again with that front leg to make sure you're engaging your muscles rather than hyperextending your knee, right? So if you keep a mini bend in your knee, it'll help you with that. That back right hand can come down across the low part of your back and sacrum to grab onto the inside of your left hip. And then you roll open through the chest. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, hold. You can play around with the hand on the front part of the shin as you bring your hand down the front part of the shin, but you still want to make sure that your chest stays open. And slowly bring yourself out of that the same way that you went in. So you extend the hand up to the sky. You slowly pull yourself back up. And then you're going to pivot on the ball of that back right foot. Right hand comes down to the inside of the foot, and that opposite hand comes up to the sky. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. Exhale. Slowly, both hands come down to the earth and to the mat. Put a bend in your back knee. Ground down through that front leg. And use the strength of your hips to lift you up towards the sky. So that right leg is up behind. You're making sure that you're not collapsing into your left hip. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale. Slowly set that foot down to meet that left foot. And then inhale, arms come up. You power up and stand. Slowly inhale, arms come high. Come down and over the tops of the thighs. And then go ahead and come all the way down to your seat. Hands can come to knees. Take your left hand to your right knee. Right hand sweeps back and behind. Turn and twist. So seated twist first. Slowly move back through center line. Same thing on that opposite side. Right hand to left knee. Left hand swims back and behind. Tent the fingers at the base of the spine and pull up through the chest. You can always take that hand around to grab onto the hip and turn into twist. Slowly release. Bring yourself back to center. Go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. I'm like, I don't know if you can see me lying in the ground. So go ahead and take the legs here. Arms come out to the sides. And then with your legs together, let the knees just drop over to the left-hand side. Look out past your fingertips. Big inhale here. And exhale. Again, nice deep inhale. And exhale, press your knees together, move them through center line, pull in on your low belly, and let your knees drop over to the opposite side and look out past your other fingertips. Breathe into your belly and ground down through your hip as you try to pull your knees over a little bit more and then pull down through your left shoulder. And then pull yourself back through center line and take the soles of the feet down to the earth. Raise up through the hips to come into bridge. You shift yourself back and forth side to side, pulling your shoulder blades underneath you, tucking your chin in towards your chest and pulling your hips up to the sky. Press down through the soles of the feet and pull forward with the shins. And hold here and see if you can move yourself up and underneath you a little bit more. Hands can even come to the low part of your back, and you can kind of play around with leg lifts here, supporting your low back as you do it. Or you can always just hang out and hold, right? Chin to chest, big compression posture, helping us with like digestion. Super cute. Big inhale. And then exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way down to the earth. Let your knees rock back and forth side to side. Stretch your arms overhead and press out through the soles of the feet. Toes flex back towards the face. Big inhale. Exhale. Relax and release into the ground beneath you. And then again, nice deep inhale. Exhale. Slowly let yourself melt into the space beneath you. The earth can serve as your favorite mattress. Hold yourself here in this posture for a little bit. You can dig the birds around here, obviously chirping and beautiful. You can zone out to some music of your own, but ending the class from a space of gratitude, again, for the indigenous peoples of this land. And I will, when I release this, I will put it out in writing at the start of it. And to the Black and Brown people who created this original practice of peace, in terms of uniting ourselves with ourselves and with the spaces around us, and to this entire practice of yoga. So may it always continue to move in a space of peace, and the people that are out there sustaining it and teaching us, I'm so grateful. So grateful. And to Jane for believing in me in this space, so grateful. And for all of my friends that open up their space for time to catch up and to keep working on family, so grateful. So love you very much, Miss Jane. Zine and Eric, Eric hassled me about this, but you know that they say hi. And yeah, I hope I will see you in September, but I will see everyone soon. Peace and love, y'all.